alignment. So I just have a couple of notes I was thinking of. First of all, I am playing around with different times to figure out like what is the most ideal time to become live, because I used to just do Tuesday, but I wanted to play with different days of the week. And plus, I've been traveling, and so crazy. I really felt like I went live and was sending emails, and I'm like, oh snap, I've been out of town. So I am playing with different days, but I wanted to just share with y'all what came to my mind about alignment, and I am going to be dropping so much more content because I feel like as I'm like really honing in on this, I'm just getting so much clarity and just things are aligning. So alignment. So I want to let you know. I mean, okay, I do have my notes. Let me just stick to my notes, okay, so we can just be in and out on this live. But I want you to know that it may not be a strategy problem. It may not be a mindset problem. Of course, we can always improve our mindset. But I think we are in a world where a lot of times where we may feel confused, we may feel unfocused, we may feel stuck, is because we are not in alignment, okay? So when we have alignment naturally of alignment with what we're supposed to be doing, who we are, what we're actually based on our core values and the things that we want, that creates like an automatic uh um accountability structure in your life. It also creates posture in how you show up. It creates focus for you, and it also just create a more fulfilling lifestyle for yourself. So I want you to know that you're not behind because you lack strategy. You're not behind. Well, kinda. I'm playing with some of this. Like it may not be your discipline, and it also I don't think you need something else. A lot of times we are like, oh, I need this, I need that. I'm not ready. I'm prepared, y'all. So many times I know just in your life, like just in so many other people's lives, where we felt like we needed to be prepared, we needed more. And then um we just had opportunities or things just open up for us in a moment. Or the flip side, there's been times where we would show up and we were like, I don't know how that worked out, but I wasn't ready. I didn't even know. I wasn't prepared, but we were blessed with something. So I don't think, you need anything else. I feel like if something is in alignment for you and you are literally, walking with it with God and like, talking to God like, hey God, is this your will for me? Is this is what we're doing? Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Is this what we're supposed to be doing? God is going to lead you in the right as long as you align with God, God is going to lead you, right? So I feel like a lot of times we are trying to do things our way, or we're trying to control situations, and a lot of times it is out of alignment for us. Okay, it is out of alignment for us. So I am saying all that to say, um, you don't need anything else in your life. I guarantee you, I feel like when we begin to actually put God first and we ask God, like, hey, like, what we doing? What's the next step? Things will become in alignment with us. So you're not behind because you missing something or you're unprepared. Like, literally pray to for God to send his wisdom, his strengths, preparation. Things will be um, things will get you in alignment. Okay, so let me read this definition. I got some notes for y'all. So, what is alignment? Alignment is when your actions, alignment is when your decisions, and alignment is when your daily life agree with your values, agree with your faith, and agree with your purpose. So it's funny. I was having a meeting with some people. We were working on a project, and of course, like when you're working in partnerships, there is a we decided to like, hey, if there ever comes a chance and we don't agree with each other or we don't know, we're gonna have a voting system. And I was the one. It was a decision we had to make, and I was like, we made a decision. I had my own opinion, but and so because we decided that everybody's voices matter and everybody gets the vote, we just had to go with their decision. And I'm like, y'all, it is totally okay. Like, just because I don't agree with this decision, it's fine. Like, I don't have to be in agreement, but I am in alignment because I know that no matter what the decision is for the business, for the program, for the company, like we're still moving in the right direction, right? So just because we may not agree with everything in our life, or especially when you're in relationships and partnerships, businesses, whatever it may be, as long as you are in alignment, like as long as it is going to towards the bigger goal, right? It's not like something that's going to harm any person or the business or the idea. It's still going to be good. It's just maybe my idea of how we do things, we don't agree on it, and it's fine. Just because you don't agree on something, that does not mean that it's in alignment. So, example, I do not agree with doing jumping jacks, okay, or mountain climbers, or even I don't agree with doing burpees. Oh my gosh. But today, my trainer decided, hey, we're doing cardio. And that's what we're doing. And so, guess what? Guess what? I freaking did some mountain climbers. I did some jumping jacks today, and mountain climbers when she made me, because we are in alignment to get me healthier, to get me on track with my goals, right? I hope that was a good idea. I mean, was that a good example? Because sometimes my examples be all over the place. But let me know if that was a good example. So, anyways, what is alignment? Alignment is when your actions, when your decisions, and when your daily life align with your values, align with your faith, and align with your purpose, not just your goals. Okay. So when we're talking about being in alignment, y'all, it's not about how we feel. It's literally about, again, our actions. Like, what are you doing? Like, if you are saying like you want certain things, but you're not taking actions on the, hold on, somebody just asked me, are you from Tennessee? I want to be like Kentucky and beyond. No, I'm not in Tennessee. I am not in Tennessee. And somebody just called me their sister-in-law. Hello. That is funny. Okay. Alignment. When your actions, when your decisions, and when your daily life agree with your values, your faith, and your purpose, not just your goals. So here's some examples. I'm giving y'all some examples of, how do you know if you are in alignment, or if you like things that you can do in order to be in better alignment. So alignment is busy, when you're busy versus being purposeful. So when you just feel busy, 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 but you feel empty, you're probably out of alignment, right? But if you are like moving, and I know y'all may be feeling the same way, but these days are moving by. Like, these days are really going by. But if you are actually, moving towards, having the things that you want in life, or creating the things you are, and you feel like you're moving purposefully, then you may be in alignment. Okay. Another example is having success versus having fulfillment. Just because you have a lot of accolades, a lot of money, a lot of popularity, whatever it may be, it's not about how, like, the outcome of things all the time. It's about what's the fulfillment. Like, are you really aligned? Do you really feel good about all the things that you have, or do you feel empty? Another is an example that I literally have been coming into 2026 with, is striving versus surrendered. Okay, and even but I just, as an example I'll use for my life, like, I was literally, I'm very ambitious and I just get things done. I'm a problem solver. I like, I'm very type A. Okay. And so with that, like, I strive and I'm ambitious and I make stuff happen. That's just my personality. That's just who I am. Right. But coming into 2026, and especially after being on a sabbatical, I was on a sabbatical for 6 months last year, and I traveled the world. I went to Europe, I went to Jamaica, I went to Asia for 6 months of my life. And coming back to America, I was like, you know what? Like, let me just build my life differently. And so I came into this season of me surrendering. I mean, and in this surrendering, I even transformed my faith, my belief. Like, before I was not reading the Bible, but now I'm reading the Bible. I'm going to church. I'm actually serving in church. I'm tithing consistently. I mean, I have no shame, but like, I was not doing any of that stuff. And now I'm just surrendered. I'm surrendered to, because I am very clear. I mean, in the past 3 months of my life, I literally started going to church January 1st, 2026. After like 12 years of my life, I have not been going to church intentionally. And so in the past 3 months of my life, I've seen so much transformation and and all of it is based on my spirituality, literally, because I literally started going to church. I started surrendering to the Lord, and I started to align my life based on what I'm being called for, what the Lord, like, from what the scriptures telling me, from what, just things that I know that are my gifts and my strengths, that I'm like, this is nothing but God. And just the response that I'm getting from the Lord, I'm like, yo, I'm all in on this. So and it's really aligning me in my life. Okay, so that's the difference. But let me explain to you what misalignment could look like. Okay, well, you may feel like if you're misaligned. Somebody asked me, do I know stray kids? I don't know what that means. No, ma'am. I do not know what that means, Jessica. Misalignment could look like maybe you are accomplished, and maybe you feel like you have the systems, maybe you feel like you have the work ethic, maybe you have the strategy, but you still feel off, you still feel empty. Maybe you feel like you're performing, or you're just going through the motions, and deep inside, like, man, like, this cannot be it. Like, there has to be more in life. So for me, I think those are examples of misalignment, right? And I just want to let you know, like, there's no amount of accountability to fix that. Like, we cannot be forcing ourselves. I mean, I'm telling y'all, I am like a completely different person before I went to Asia to now, right? And just to give you a little bit about that, the Western world, where I am currently in the United States of America, and it's fine. But I lived in Asia for like over 5 months. And when I was there, y'all, these people, they are literally living their life. Like, they work hard, but at the end of the day, they actually enjoy their lives. It doesn't matter how much money they make. And even I felt that a little bit when I went to Europe. Like, when I went to Europe, like, the way they like give like medical care to the women over there whenever they're pregnant, or they got so much holidays. They got like holidays, and like they actually enjoy their family. You can just feel like talking to people and interacting with people, like, their values are based on family and actually enjoying their lives. And so I'm sharing that with you. If you are just tired and drained and confused and groggy, it genuinely may be your idea of what your life is supposed to be like, success, or what you're supposed to be doing, who you're supposed to be. It may not be of you, and it may not be from God. It literally may be a societal norm that is not for you. It actually might be, somebody said, oh yeah, you need to go. And I'm not like bashing this specifically, but I am going to use it as an example. But I grew up in a time where we had to go get a job and go get a degree in order to be successful, right? And if you didn't like have a degree, then you kind of was like, oh well, what are you doing with your life, right? And right now with AI and everything, y'all, the way AI is taking out millions of jobs, of course, like, millions of jobs are being replaced, but the way it's going to be a learning curve. But the way AI is taking out so many jobs, I think we are in the season of, we get to be using our strengths, we get to be using our skills and our uniqueness in order to not only make money. Okay, I think everybody can live off of their gifts and their strengths, but I think it's also a time for us to be mindful of, um how can we make the world better, right? How can we make our family better? Like, how can we just get out of our own lives and stuckness and actually be intentional with supporting a bigger picture? Okay, so I know I am an accountability advisor, right? I'm all about, helping people follow through on their commitments. But I think, it's not about, oh, I need more accountability. I need more accountability. If what you're being holding yourself accountable to is not in alignment with you, okay? I will be going deeper a little bit more, and I'll be coming, like, I just wanted to pop on live and literally just kind of give y'all some insight, because I see so many people, and I was there too, right? I mean, again, I am very type A, I'm very bold, I'm very courageous, so I make things work. But I got tired of like just forcing things, and again, that striving, and just putting my hand in it. And I'm like in a season of my life where I'm literally like, Jesus, take the wheel. I'm gonna follow wherever you tell me to go. Okay. And so I will be going a little bit deeper about alignment because it's not just a mindset shift. Okay. I think alignment, especially alignment, on our spirituality. I think building our life based on our spirituality, like once we really hone in and go deep on our spirituality, that is like the foundation of everything else. That's how when we like understand and we have connection with God, right? Because that's what I'm believing. Okay. Um, it's like it makes you automatically want to be healthier for the Lord because you realize that your body, like, I mean, honestly, y'all, I mean, a lot of the stuff that I'm learning in church and that I'm reading in the Bible, I'm like, oh, well, I was wrong about that because I thought, like, oh, this is my body, my choice, right? But I'm learning that it's the Lord's body and I'm a borrower in it in a sense. And so I get to honor it. Like, if God came to my house right now, I want to honor God and be like, oh, snap, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want God to be like, girl, what? Like, I want to make sure I make God proud because of all the blessings that God has given to me. And so I will be talking more, but I really think like when we build our life, our mindset in every pillar of our life around what would God want for us and why did God uniquely create us, like it really shifts everything. Okay. So I just want to know, like, does any of this resonate? If it resonate with you, definitely my little nephew. He just woke up. If any of this resonate with you, my little nephew, there you go. Okay, I gotta get off this line. If any of this resonate with you, definitely let me know what was your biggest takeaway. And like, does any of this make sense as far as talking about alignment? Okay, and please, if you know a woman who's ambitious and who they're trying so hard, but maybe they feel stuck or they're like, yo, what is happening in life? I know there's more. I'm just having a hard time, and maybe they're in this season. Definitely share this with them. And y'all, I will see y'all on the next video. Talk to you soon.